I am joined with Mel and Robbie from Responsible Degenerates podcast. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Happy to be
Thank you.
here.
Happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So, we're going to get into a little bit of background about you guys, your podcast, and then we're going to talk Unrivaled, March
Mhm.
Madness,
Mhm.
and all things hoops, women's hoops, of course.
Love
Start off with a little bit of an introduction. So, how did you two meet, and how did Responsible Degenerates kind of, get started off the ground?
uh, I'll let Mel handle the how we met part, and I'll talk about how the pod started.
Yeah. So me and Rob, we met at high school. So we went to Transit Tech, it's
Mhm.
at East New York Technical School. So me and Rob, we was actually on the JV basketball team. And it's funny because previous to that, I don't really recall us
At
having
all.
a lot of conversations. Like, I'm really trying to think back of like, yo, did me and Rob have conversations outside the JV? But it really
Um,
started with basketball, being on the
mhm.
same team and,
Mhm.
obviously running plays and, building a rapport and an understanding of each other. We definitely
Mhm.
developed a chemistry and a friendship
Mhm.
from there. And, from high school up until now, we've stayed close. We've always, stayed in contact and just make sure to check in on each other. Cause like nowadays it's rare to kind of
Mhm.
keep friends that you've had since high school. But, Rob is a really dope person and, we was able to click from jump. So that relationship was just able to sustain and,
Mhm.
build throughout the years.
Mhm. And
I
also
love that.
the Xbox helped too.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. The Xbox also was a way because like we stayed a circle of friends like stayed tight together on the Xbox, and then that's how like we are today. But the pod went through many phases, right? So I started it with another my co-host about 2 years ago. It was going to be like a just like a gambling, sports gambling kind of podcast. That's what it started as. Things got a little rocky, so then I stopped doing the podcast and I brought it back maybe like a year later. And then I was like, what I want to talk about? I had NBA, I had football. I was like, I'm doing NBA football, maybe a little music. Then down the line, I was like, damn, like I kind of want to do women's basketball too, but I don't know who I want to do it with. Pause. And then so I'm like, oh, Mel like doing women's sports. So he came on one day. We was doing we did the WNBA finals. He did the episode. I was like, like the chemistry there. So I think I want to like pursue with him. So I end up cutting off like the NBA and the football because it's too many people doing that, like those sports. I cut off baseball. I was like, all right, well, Mel, we about to go full fledged with this.
Mhm.
Are you on board? He's like, I had to think about it,
I
but
cannot, I can't lie there. Yeah, I kind of was hesitant at first, but then I thought about it. I was like, wait, I'm bugging out. I'm bugging out.
Mm. Yeah, so we went full fledged with it, women's basketball, and so far it's been amazing.
I love that. Okay, so you guys both played. That's how you met. What positions did you guys play?
I think in high school, I think I was like a small forward, power forward.
I remember being like power forward, sometimes center. It depends on what the lineup is, but I wasn't strong at all. I was mainly like a shooter. So even though I was maybe as a big in the game, I was behind that 3-point line.
Yeah, same here.
Gotcha.
Same here. I was just a shooter. I just want to shoot threes. A lot of other
Yeah.
stuff, save for somebody else. Like
Save
I
it
just
for the
want to shoot
bigs.
threes.
Be good.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was me for sure. Like I definitely like staying around the 3-point line and not
Yeah.
going in.
I see
So
a jump shot. I see a jump
Yeah,
shot.
we seen it too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen it. I was
yeah.
like, all
Looking
right,
like
all
Sabrina
I post
right.
my
Ionescu
little
behind the
videos. Yeah. I post my little videos,
Yeah,
hmm
all right. You got
Yeah.
something there. Little jump shot there.
Yeah.
hmm
Okay. So Mel, why were you hesitant at first? I'm curious. Because I guess you weren't maybe ever thinking about doing a podcast, so it was kind of brand new to you.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, so to be honest with you, the reason that I hesitated at first, it had nothing to do with like me being knowledgeable on women's basketball. Like I have WNBA League Pass. I was a two-time season ticket holder for the New York Liberty for 2021 and 2023. I guess it was just because it was like, okay, like I'm gonna be on a podcast and I'm gonna have to record myself and see myself. So
Yeah.
I feel like it was more so just like the hesitation of that of like, oh my God, I don't want to sound crazy. I don't want to come on weird. But like I said, Rob did ask me, and I was like, nah, bro, I think I'm good. And then I think it just took me a day to process where I'm like, wait,
A
I
week.
watch women.
A week.
Yeah, it took a little while. Took a little while. And I'm just like, wait, Mel, like, listen, you watch women's basketball every single
Mhm.
day, like in tune with it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like,
Mhm.
listen, don't care about like how you're gonna look, if you're gonna sound
Mhm.
silly. Like it's one of those things where in order to go through it, you got to get through it. In order to get through it, you got
Mhm.
to go through it. So it was just like, okay, like let
Mhm.
me just get my foot in right and let me just take on the challenge. And I was just thinking like if I wasn't gonna, if I was gonna miss out on this opportunity, I don't really see like because I care about the game. I love it. So it's like if I have such of a passion for it, I might as well immerse myself in the experience. So I was like, I didn't want to like have any regrets. And it was like I watched too much women's basketball. I cared too much about it to be like, nah, So I just, manned up and it was like, let me just do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I felt too. I was like, I'm way too big of a fan and like I know so much. So like I really need to be talking about this, put myself out there. But I will say, yeah, the thought of like being perceived by others when you first do it is really tricky and like could be a really hard hump to get over. But now, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but now it's like, oh, it's pretty easy. Like
Easy.
we're used to it. We've been doing it. Like
Mhm.
we post
Hmm.
ourselves all the time. But in the beginning, it was definitely a struggle. I remember like the very first video I was to post, I was like freaking out. I
Hmm.
was
It
like, oh, this
happens.
is so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like seeing yourself on camera, like hearing your own voice, like
Yeah.
yeah, those things can feel weird if you're not used to it.
Mm.
Hmm.
And like and from like let's say because we had a few like viral videos, so like and that
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to like where people just like commenting like crazy things at you. It's like you
Yeah.
gotta have
Yeah.
you gotta have control with like I want to tell him go f yourself, but I can't do that because I got a brand uphold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a little tricky to it, man. But we adapted to it very well. We good with that. We don't crash out. Well, no more,
Nah.
no more.
Emotional
Yeah, that's
regulation.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We good now.
definitely. That's the
Mhm.
other thing too is yeah, like the comments, and the things people can say when you are putting yourself out there so publicly and
Mhm.
especially like stating strong opinions or
Right.
some of the comments are like crazy and sometimes I'm like I get very irritated with them, but then I have to remember like it's part of it. Like we kind of know
Mhm.
what we signed up for, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
It's part of it. And so then there's other times where I could just like gloss over it and, and just be like, thank you for the comment, because it
Hmm.
helps us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They're engaging. So, they got, it's a good thing. Whether it's bad, whether it's good, it's engagement. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
comes with the territory. That's all.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I wanted to ask you guys specifically, why women's basketball over men's basketball? Like, is there something specific about the women's game that you're drawn to? Obviously, you guys are both men.
Mhm.
Talking about the women's game, which makes you guys, unique in a way. So I was just curious if why the women's game.
See, what's funny because I don't really know what drew me first into the game, but I remember when I was younger, me and my brother we used to go to like to Liberty Games Mills in the garden. So I remember watching like Janelle McCarville and Lori Moore, Shamika Christian. And I'm like, and then the NBA it started getting like as I got older, I'm like it started getting like watered down to me. Like it was just like no defense. It was just like do what you want. I'm like this not the basketball that I grew up on. So with the WNBA side is more physical. It's more defense. It's more running set plays. It's not just come up the court 1-on-1 all day. So I like the structure of it. And then like with the NBA, you got guys that could get away with not being skilled. They're just high flyers. They run fast. And the WNBA, you're not getting away with that because 99% of women probably can't dunk.
Yeah, I think like because you said, the women obviously like some of them, like a few, very few of them can dunk. So it's really like true basketball,
Mhm.
right? Like you have the plays, you have the team chemistry of like what watching like true team basketball looks like. Obviously the NBA we see a lot of like ISO ball.
Mhm.
Like you said, a lot of just like
Threes.
Yeah.
fancy dunks, fancy shots, and then like the defense could be like lackluster at times.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, what am I watching?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for me, to be honest with you, like what drew me into the women's game is honestly, like I love, appreciate, and respect women. And on top of that, I love basketball. So it just made sense. And, to be honest with you, the thing that I love about the women's game the most is how fundamentally sound they are. You know what I'm saying? Like what drew me into the game is it's like it's an art form with how they play body movement, teamwork, plays, the way that they work amongst each other to be able to accomplish a goal. That's something that drew me in because it was times where I'm watching games and I'm like, everything is just so fundamentally sound. You could just tell that they work on their craft. And it's more so like the simple things that people overlook. Like if you're a real
Mhm.
true fan of the game of basketball, I don't understand how you don't love women's basketball because they're literally aficionados and the simple things and being able to be fundamentally sound. So I feel like that's what definitely drew me in. And then, once I got caught on, I just got hooked. It's funny because my first favorite player, funny enough, was Penny Taylor. I remember the first game I've seen.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix. I remember turn on the TV, seeing number 13, Penny Taylor. Then I seen Diana Taurasi and ones yelling in people's faces. I was like, oh, who is this? And then I remember vividly a series between the Chicago Sky and the Atlanta Dream. And I remember Angel McCautry versus Elena Deladar. And I'm like, and I'm looking at them go back and forth. I'm like, nah, it's looking like I'm watching Prime KD versus Dirk Nowitzki. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So, and not only are they just so uniquely skillful, they take pride in what they do. Like how Rob mentioned, the NBA, they don't have to play as hard. You know what I'm saying? They getting paid millions of dollars. So they don't have to put forward that effort to be able to, please the fans. But with the women, they can't afford to be lackluster. Like, they got rent to pay, mortgages to pay, you know what I'm saying? And they're fighting to keep their spot. So, I just really appreciated like the hard work and the effort that they put into their craft. And on top of that, like how we mentioned, they're unique, their skill set is immaculate. And it's just like when you're watching the game, it's just a beautiful form of teamwork that I feel like people don't talk about enough.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My favorite player was Cappy too. That's crazy. But
Cappy.
yeah, it's Cappy.
One of the
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, Cappy.
Yeah.
I think to your point, like, it's just really good fundamental basketball. And I know some NBA players have gone on the record and said that like the women's game really is like for people who enjoy and appreciate the fundamentals
Right.
of basketball.
Right.
And yeah, also to your point, just too about how like obviously the women make a lot less money and there's a lot less roster spots. So like they really are out there like do or die.
Exactly.
And it's not to say that NBA isn't like that. Obviously, it's still rare and hard to get to the NBA, et cetera. But yeah, the WN players like they're fighting this hard, making like so much less money too.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's a different kind of mentality. Yeah, obviously for
Definitely.
the women going in versus the men. Let's get into some Unrivaled talk. So they had the one-on-one tournament recently, which was really exciting, really fun, really
Yeah.
crazy to watch. Were there any one-on-one matchups that we didn't see this year that you would have liked to see?
One I would go with is maybe BG against Lee.
Ooh,
That'd
yes.
have been a good one.
6'7" against
Yeah.
6'9". I think I
Tough.
would have wanted to see like maybe Paige and Plum. That could have been interesting.
That would have been
That'd be a good
spicy.
one.
They've always been getting spicy. Like I don't know if people say like whenever they match up, whether it's in the W or even on right, but they go at it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be spicy for sure with them.
I think I did want to see the matchup with AT and Leah Boston, two physical
Oh
bigs.
yeah, that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I think
and
AT
then
dropped
I think
out or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I
yeah,
wanted to see.
that would have been like a boxing.
Oh,
that'd
yeah.
a boxing match.
Facts. Facts.
Trying to think anybody else. I did want to see Rakia too. Rakia gets maybe like a Ray Burrell.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. Or even
Teammates.
Rakia and Paige, or Rakia and like Chelsea Gray. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's so many good ones.
Facts.
for sure. You got any email? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I didn't want to interrupt your flow, bro. Yeah. So for me, I'm not gonna lie. I would have loved to see Jackie Young versus Alicia Gray. I feel like those are two perfect two-way players where like you could have a debate on like who's better. Jackie Young, has won chips and things like that. But I feel like that would have been a very interesting matchup because they both play defense and they both can score. I feel like Alicia Gray has definitely developed her game over the years to where she's developing that step back. That shot is money. And that handle has definitely got better. So I would have been interested in seeing how they match up. Definitely would have liked to see Paige versus Sonia Citron. Obviously, coming off of immaculate freshman seasons, and they both played very well. And I feel like that would have definitely been a good one. From the big standpoint, I would love to see Kiki, even though they're teammates, Kiki versus Aaliyah Boston. Because I feel like Kiki has definitely she put on last season. And Aaliyah Boston, as much as people say this and that about her, the elbows, Aaliyah Boston is a hard guard to stop. And she's shooting now. So I feel like that would have been an interesting matchup from a big perspective because they're kind of like similar size. Aaliyah Boston's a little bit, more bigger. But other than that, I feel like that would have been a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, Boston and Kiki would have been really good for sure.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Sonia and Paige is a
Paige.
good one. I didn't think about that one.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, definitely Jackie
Alicia
and
Gray.
Alicia for sure. I know we got to see Jackie and Chelsea, which was another, like, really
Yeah.
tough one, but yeah, that would have been a good one too.
I
Who do
had
you think would
Jackie
have
too.
won?
Oh, against Jackie versus Alicia Gray.
Jackie, yeah.
Ooh, Imma be honest
I'm going
with you,
Alicia.
I'm going Alicia
I'm
Gray
going Alicia.
because
Yeah.
I feel like Alicia Gray has a little bit more in her offensive game. In a one-on-one matchup, yeah, you could be a great defender, but you also have to find a way to score the basketball. I think like even like to some extent, like Veronica Burton, for example, great player, has a lot to her game. But in a one-on-one setting, you gotta have some type of moves. And I feel like with her
Mhm.
matchup, I forgot how she played. It's like kind of she ran out of moves to do, but Alicia Gray has a bag. And I feel like Jackie
Mhm.
Young, she's more so like on the okay, I'm gonna back you down, I'm gonna use my strength. But sometimes you need that little in and out shimmy sham. Like you need to be able to get that off to be able to create that separation. So I would go with Alicia Gray.
This one's kind of experiment, so we're trying this out.
Mm.
But if Unrivaled, it's continuing to grow. They've added 2 new teams this year, so they might continue to add 2 new teams. What are some future club names that you would like to see created for Unrivaled?
Club names.
Club names.
I w-
Because I kind of
one
like with what they're going with
um
so far. They're pretty
Hmm.
good. I like them.
Yeah.
the Philly Rockies or something like. I don't know.
It's
Like
okay. Get it off.
yeah, yeah.
Get it off, bro.
Rockies. Okay.
Rock.
I was thinking
Uh,
one that would be cool would be like Aura.
Aura.
Ooh,
Aura.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they
Team
give off that
Aura.
aura for sure. Every time they
Aura.
step on the floor, off the floor, like it don't matter.
Yeah.
Hmm.
'Cause, like, when I think about, like, the kind of the route that they've been going with the names, kinda got a match, but it's also some of them are weird, like, Mist is, like, kinda weird, like,
Hmm.
Breeze.
Hmm.
Breeze.
But yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like Aura could be cute.
Yes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with Rockies.
I,
Stick with Rockies.
Rockies, okay.
Yeah.
I got two that I thought of. The first one I thought was Mystique. Like mystique is just something
Mystique.
about like yeah, it's kind of like similar to like the aura, but like the mystique of the
No.
team or the players. I feel like that would be a cool one, and
Okay.
also swagger. Because I just feel like obviously with the tunnel fits and everything that they do off the floor with the fashion, everything like that. I feel like that word
Mhm.
is definitely ingrained in culture, and obviously the women are pushing the culture forward with everything that they do. So I feel like just seeing like a team named Swag, I feel like that would definitely, if you're on that team, it may even give you a sort of aura to be like, oh, like I'm part of Team Swag. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
kind of also help the play too.
I like that, like Team Swag, Team
Team Swag.
Swagger,
You
yeah.
ain't.
Hmm.
I feel
You
like
ain't.
the players could have a lot of fun with that
Oh,
too.
that's a fact, especially on
So you
social
ain't.
media.
You ain't feeling my Rockies? Man, you ain't.
She
You ain't.
said
You
she
ain't.
liked the
You ain't nah,
Rockies.
nah, nah. She didn't say that.
Ah,
Nah, she don't
man.
like it.
Oh.
Man.
I mean, it kind of goes like like it's similar to like Mist, right? You think they
Uh,
have like a mountain as their logo. So yeah, like
Hmm.
mountains, mountains are strong, they're
Hmm.
steady. Rockies.
nah,
Hmm.
you don't like it. No, you try act like you like it. You try to pretend you don't like
Ah,
it.
It's a little
man.
safe, I guess. It's a little safe.
It's all good.
Man.
It's all good picks.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see, man.
All right, last question for Unrivaled before we move on to college hoops.
Mm,
Who is your prediction to win?
I'm
mm.
biased. Like a lot of y'all, I'm biased. I'm a Liberty fan, so I gotta go with either the Mist or the Phantom. I have to. They playing in Barclays too. I know for the semifinals, so Mist or Phantom. And I'm good.
Well, those are the top 2 teams, so one of them are
Literally.
likely to win,
What are
yeah.
y'all?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Nah,
Phantom's number 1, Mist number 2.
I'm gonna have to take it back. I'm gonna go Mist though, but like a dark horse,
Okay.
I want to go Breeze.
Based on how Phantom has been playing, like, defensively, offensively, like, they've just been playing really well as, like, a unit, and so I'm like, I feel like statistically, Phantom could win, would
Mm.
win.
I'm going. I can't. I'm going with Phantom. And it's because I feel like I've seen more consistent play with them than the Mist. Anna Stewart is looking immaculate. Like obviously, she's coming back. She's actually healthy. You're able to see how great she is when she's healthy. So she's been putting on. Alicia Gray is, great as well. Enrique coming off the bench. But what I'm seeing from Kelsey, like she's out there balling, leading the charge. Like people think that they could just take advantage of her on defense. Like she's strong. She holds her own. So she plays both sides of the ball.
So now we're gonna transition into college hoops. We got March Madness around the corner. So we're gonna do some predictions and some more hot takes. So let's get straight into predictions. Then this is for like the March Madness tournament, right?
Mhm.
So who do you think is gonna have the best player performance throughout the whole tournament?
Individual player.
Yeah, individual player. Like who do you think is really gonna step up consistently, score, play great
Mhm.
defense throughout the whole tournament?
I'm a
Obviously, this would have to be a player on a team
uh,
that is likely
Yeah,
to advance
yeah.
pretty far.
yeah.
I'm a go with this player because like she's been doing it since day one, and like I've seen her doing it against non-ranked teams, ranked teams. It don't really matter. I'm gonna go Michaela Blakes. I just think what she's been doing so far this season, 30 balling everybody, no matter who you are. I don't see her slowing down now.
I
It's
love
a
that. What
Mm.
about you, Mel?
Yeah, I may go a bit unconventional. Like I feel like people won't expect this. And like I said, it really depends on who they match up with and how far they go. But I think when I think best performance, somebody that's gonna put on in different categories, I'm going with Olivia Miles because I feel like it like the team, like it's her team. It's all in her hands. Scoring the basketball, assisting. I think she's averaging like 27 and like 7. So I feel like on any given day, like once she's on, she's a hard guard on offense. Not saying she's the best defender, but she's able to affect the game in multiple aspects. And I feel like once she gets going, like I said, she's box office. I always said that when Olivia Miles is playing, it's box office. You must see TV. So I feel like she'll definitely have one of the best performances, but will her team win? I'm not sure because I feel like her team is kind of like the questionable part. Suarez is good. I feel like Clara Silva, she's 6'7", but she doesn't really play like 6'7". So I feel like Olivia will have a great game, but I don't know if the team will be able to, push them past that though.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, she's definitely had some like monstrous games this season so far, and
Yeah,
yeah, playing for TCU this year as well. Like you said, it's her team, and she's one of those college players where like you can clearly tell like she's gonna go to the next level. Like she's
absolutely.
kind of already
Mhm.
there. And I think there's only like a handful of players who could really say that for sure.
Absolutely.
In the college game, but I'm gonna go with a pretty conventional one. I don't think it'd be a surprise to anyone, but I'm gonna go Sarah Strong.
Can't go wrong with that.
Just super consistent,
Mhm.
like just kind of scary how good she's been playing and to still be so young. So I'm gonna say Sarah's probably gonna put up some great numbers, and then obviously UConn has a really good chance to go very far.
I rock with that.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Yeah, Sarah Strong
100%.
is one of the ones.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, is there any team this year you think that could have a big upset against maybe a higher seed? So obviously we don't know like all the seeds yet. It's still early, and we don't know all the matchups. But if there's kind of like maybe an underdog team that you think could maybe surprise us, give us a win.
I want to go. Well, first one would be I think Georgia probably will get somebody early, and Kentucky. Kentucky might get somebody in that one in that top 10. They might get them.
For me, it's Michigan. Yeah, I feel like
Oh,
I'm a huge Silas Swords fan. Olivia Olsen has been balling, and let's not forget, Michigan almost beat UConn when they had that late minute, stretch surge where I think UConn only scored like four points in the fourth quarter. Now, obviously, Michigan is still very young, but I feel like if Silas Swords could get off to a great start, like once she gets hot, she's difficult to deal with. She could shoot the ball. Just the issue with
mhm.
her is on the defensive end, but I feel like Olivia Olsen is definitely a unique player that plays both sides of the ball, and she's very versatile. So if teams aren't careful, and if Michigan could play disciplined basketball, I feel like they could surprise some folks.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because they are the number one seed in their conference, I believe. But then, yeah, like the best part about the tournament is when top teams in each of their conferences start playing
Hmm.
other teams. All right, so Final Four predictions. Who do you think will be the Final Four teams this year?
UConn for sure.
Yeah, UConn, South Carolina, and then I feel like the other two. I don't know, like UCLA is a good one.
South,
Um,
South Carolina.
you want to say South Carolina?
He just want to
I'm about
start trouble with the fans. This guy's crazy. He just like to get them riled up.
I'm about to get,
Oh man.
about to get you some clicks. South Carolina. Nah. I agree. South Carolina is playing very well. I ain't gonna lie. In the beginning of the year, I did not have them like Final Four. I was like, I don't know,
Same.
the players leaving. I was like, I don't know, but like
Chloe
lately,
Kitts.
Yeah, and when Kiss got out there, yeah, I don't know,
Mhm.
but lately they've been playing like championship ball. So yeah, I gotta give you South Carolina. Hope I'm wrong, but yeah, I give you South Carolina. um, the other two, I think UCLA will be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that those 3 are, like, the most obvious, and then, I don't know, the 4th spot's a little bit more open.
Um,
'Cause I wanna say, like, Texas, but, like, in the beginning of the year, like, Texas was really
mm,
strong, and
mm,
I don't know anymore, but I would even say,
Yeah.
like, Vandy. Vandy could maybe have a spot,
Hmm.
depending on how the schedule goes pans out, but
I would like Vandy in there. I would
That
like
would be
Vandy
good.
in there.
Michaela Blakes deserve it.
I would
Yeah,
wanna see Vanderbilt versus UConn at some point.
Mm.
Yeah,
Vandy
just
and
because
UConn.
the Vanderbilt coach is a former player
Yeah,
of Geno, so I feel like
Hmm.
that's just a fun media story and, like,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know, maybe they have the
yeah.
best chance of beating him for that reason.
Hmm.
I like that one too. I do like that one. Just for the media, I like that one. But yeah, I like it for UConn, South Carolina, Vandy, and what else we said?
UCLA.
UCLA. Yeah. UCLA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know they won like 20 straight?
UCLA?
Yeah, I
They've
know
been
that.
wilding.
Really? Hmm.
They've been
Yeah,
wilding.
I
did
didn't know
not
that,
know
yeah.
that. Yeah, I know that. But who you got,
But
Mel?
who are they
Yeah.
playing, I guess?
I
That's the
mean,
question.
I
But
mean,
20
but
straight is still
20,
Yeah,
impressive
it's still
either way.
20
impressive.
is
Yeah.
20. Yeah, 20 is
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
You know, but who
I
you
ain't
got,
going.
Mel?
I ain't gonna lie. My final four, I definitely got UConn unequivocally. I mean, that's not even a question. South Carolina for sure. And I agree with Rob. In the beginning, when Chloe Kitts got injured, I was worried. I was worried because I'm like, okay, what are they going to do with the bigs? And obviously with Tanaya Latson coming in, and I knew that she'll
Mhm.
be fine, but I was just uncertain about like, okay, like how are the bigs going to be able to like recover from that? But you got Tessa Johnson, Tanaya Latson, being able to
Raven
stretch the floor.
Johnson,
Raven
yeah.
Johnson, one of the ones putting players in a seatbelt. Joyce Edwards, so South Carolina for sure. To be honest with you, and it was tough because I think I was trying to find a reason to not put them in there, but I just feel like ultimately they have to be in there as LSU. I feel like they're too offensively gifted. Listen, I understand they turn the ball over too much. Lord have mercy, when they played Tennessee, it was like, what is going on? They couldn't even get the ball past half court. So and like I said,
I remember that game, yeah.
when it comes to tournament time, the two things that's going to matter is turnovers and free throw shooting. And LSU, we've seen on too many occasions turning the ball over and missing free throws. And there's times where their offense does look sporadic, but the reason I'm putting them in there is because I think they understand this moment. Big Four, like they understand what's at stake. Like they didn't get Malaysia Fuali didn't transfer to not at least go to the chip. I feel like they're gonna lock in on a different level. Kim Mulkey is gonna
Okay.
get them right. And the last pick is, and I'm a USC fan, so it hurts for me to say this. Fight on UCLA. I can't.
Fight
And
on.
the reason I'm putting UCLA in there is because they have multiple players that could get it done. Obviously, Lauren Betts, but Gabrielle Jaquez is having a career year. Like, I don't think
Mm.
people have been talking about her a lot. She's averaging 14, shooting 55% from the field, 41% from three, and 88% from the line. Gianna Knepkins, great shooter. She's shooting like 46% from three. Ledger Walker. And I just feel like all across the board, it's going to be hard to guard them. The issue with them is, what is UCLA's mindset going to be? And Kiki Rice. What is the mindset UCLA is going to
Mhm.
play with? And can Kiki Rice be assertive? I feel like if they're able to answer those, UCLA could go far. But if not, I only see Final Four, and that's it.
Okay, so I heard a hot take in there. You think LSU is for sure gonna make it to the championship?
Oh, I got a
'Cause
hot
I
take.
would disagree with that.
I got a hot take. So my hot take is, if UConn sees LSU, UConn ain't winning.
Wow.
If UConn at LSU plays, I'm going with LSU. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Robbie is shaking his head.
I'm gonna tell you why. Listen,
Yeah, he lost me
UConn is
now.
obvious. UConn is top of the top, right? We all know that. But I'm not gonna lie. I've seen games where they give opponents chances to come back. Against Michigan, even when they played against Notre Dame, there's times like when that second quarter comes, they go on cold streaks, and the issues with teams is they haven't been able to capitalize on the offensive end. What does LSU, for the most part, not struggle with? Scoring the basketball. They just put up 108 points. So if LSU can play discipline, if Big Four Malaysia Fuwali, Michaela Williams could lock in. I feel like it could cause problems for UConn. Now, obviously, they're gonna have to be defensively sound, but I just feel like in terms of being able to go back and forth, LSU has the capability to usurp that. It really just comes down to discipline because teams don't have the offensive prowess that LSU have, which I feel is the difference, in my opinion.
No,
I
that's
think
really interesting. Yeah. It
Mhm.
sounds like basically like if LSU can penetrate UConn's defensive weaknesses, take advantage of that. Okay. I
yeah.
see. I don't agree, but I do
Amanda.
see. I was listening to your point.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
Amanda, tell him put his money on it.
Ah, man,
If they he want to put his money on it.
I'm saving my money nowadays. The economy is terrible. I'm
He want to put his money on
good.
it, man.
Yeah.
You can't just be bored. They get bored with beating these teams. That's why I think they
Mhm.
get bored. Like I'm up by 30, but damn, like I need something. They start doing other things and then playing bad, and teams come back. But we'll see though. We'll see, man. LSU. I mean, LSU is a great team. Like they're a great team. I just don't see them like getting past UConn. But
Yeah.
I guess they get past
I
maybe
don't see them
Atlanta or
getting
something.
past like Elite Eight. I
Elite
don't see them
Eight.
getting past Elite Eight. Yeah. I could see them
Mm.
getting to like Elite Eight, but I don't know. I just feel like
Ooh, I got
yeah,
another
like
hot
you
take.
said, a lot of turnovers, a lot of
Hmm.
inconsistency. Like they
Mm.
Yeah,
lost to some teams that they maybe shouldn't have lost to this season, but
agreed.
with playoffs, it is like a fresh start. So you never know.
And with LSU, I was just talking about this the other day with Mel and Absol. I was like, they got like I think like 7 players averaging double figures. Cool, that's cool and all right. But when it comes playoff time, we need to know Michaela Williams should not be ever taking under 10 shots a game. And I've seen too many games of her this year where she took under 10 shots, where like Flaw J probably would take under 10. No, 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 no. It needs to be hierarchy. Like it's cool, yeah, all average double figures, that's cool, but we need the ball to be in Michaela Williams' hands, and if not, Flaw J, or if not, for Wiley, and then work from there. I don't want to see. Respectfully, like Joyner taking 10 shots. If they get to the Elite Eight, right, and they play, who do you see them playing that they can beat to get to the Final Four?
Who you mean LSU?
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like yeah,
it's hard to say. Go
it's hard to
ahead.
say. Yeah, I feel like the only teams that, like I said, if UConn plays LSU, I feel like LSU will win. But I feel like even like a Vandy, um, I feel
Vandy,
like
yeah.
I feel like even if they run into a Texas, like for me, I don't, and I hate to say it's because I love Madison Booker and I love Rory Harmon, but I'm really not a believer in Texas right now.
Mhm.
Their inability to shoot from beyond the arc is troubling to me. Jordan Lee is a great shooter. Aaliyah Crump is a great shooter, but their inability to be able to get them up. And I've seen too many games where Madison Booker is inefficient. Rory Harmon, yes, she's great when she's active, but when she's off, it puts a lot of pressure on Maddie and Rory to be able to put up historic numbers. And if they're both not on, man, it's gonna be tough for Texas.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I agree. So like maybe Texas, if they had to beat anyone, I would say they could probably beat Texas to
Yeah.
advance.
Exactly.
All right. So I have my last closer question I ask everyone. The show is called Hoops and Healing. So what is your favorite healing practice right now? Or one that you just, generally really
Mm.
enjoy?
Only one, or it could be multiple.
You can do, yeah, you can do a couple.
I'll just do maybe two. One, my friends probably don't know it, but like when we actually get into like the Xbox parties and everybody's there having a good time, talking, whatever about whatever. That's one, cause like it's been times where I might have been going through something and I never told nobody about it. But when I get in the party, it just go away. I start feeling better, by myself, whatever I'm going through. And two, just probably just like hanging with my daughter, hanging with my daughter, just having a good time outside in the house. Those probably like my two top right now.
Love it. Those are great.
Would say for me is like I said, I'm big on you know, just getting my mind right and easing thoughts because life is hard. But I will say one of the places that I can count on, like when I go to, I'm able to heal is the movie theater. I'm a big AMC movie theater person. And I feel like
Hmm.
it allows me to take my mind away from whatever is going through because I'm staring at a big screen. It's dark. My phone is away. I'm just locked in on the screen and I'm able to just like kind of get away from the world or whatever is kind of going on at that current point in time and just like lock in on what I'm seeing on the big screen. So I'm a big movie theater person. That definitely is a place that I would say is a healing place for me. And honestly, another place for me is honestly just like in a room like this by myself because I used to live in New York, but I moved to Georgia. So I'm even trying to outside of the movie theater, I'm trying to find like what is that healing place for me. But I feel like even in like a room like this where I get a chance to just close the door and just sit with my thoughts, I feel like, that is definitely, helpful at times because, sometimes just got to take time to yourself
Mhm.
and, just need to be you. Sometimes you need to isolate yourself. And I
Mhm.
feel like, a lot of times definitely helps me.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's great. I do that as well. I like to refer to it as intentional solitude.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, you really just need to like get away from everyone, everything, and just kind of
Hmm.
like chill and hear your thoughts and whatnot. But
Hmm.
yeah, those are all really great. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for coming on the show. I really
Um,
appreciate it.
Appreciate you
anytime.
having us. Yeah, enjoyed the
Anytime, any day.
conversation. This was fun.